Bro, Spider-Man literally has to be one of the most iconic superheroes besides like Batman and Superman. Spider-Man has been that nigga since I was a baby. Bro, I was born in 2001. You guys can't even guess when the first Spider-Man movie came out, huh? I'll give you a second. Just go ahead and guess. Just go ahead and guess. My bad if you hear my chair and shit, by the way. I broke my chair. But just go ahead and guess, bro. The first Spider-Man movie came out in 2001. Tobey Maguire's first ever Spider-Man movie came out when I barely came out of diapers. What the fuck? Not even a surprise that we have Miles Morales, who in movies and video games actually played the role of Spider-Man's replacement good. One of the things I always found so cool about Spider-Man is how bro just casually be swinging around the city. Like, look how stylish this man looks in the games, by the way. Whenever the clips show up, this man just looks so good while he's swinging around the city. No homo. I know I'm probably glazing right now. I just found out what glaze means the other day. It means dick riding, but that is such a funny word. I'm not trying to sound like I'm glazing, but hey, Miles does be looking good while he's flying around the city, bro. Any Spider-Man does. That's probably one of the coolest things ever about Spider-Man is just how he could just fly around the city and then just not fly, but glide around the city. Well, if I say fly, I'm referring to glide. But that's how bro could glide around the city and really feel free while he's doing it. Look how like this man just looks so stylish in the gameplay. You can even do tricks while you're swinging through the city, really showing that Spider-Man is just such a free character to me. Especially how smooth it feels on the PS5 and how they allow you to run along the side of the buildings while going building to building so seamlessly. Just add on top of this, the gameplay gives you so much to do. Mind you, this game is max 18 hours to 100% it. When you compare this to something like the first Spider-Man game, which takes up to 34 hours to complete, you actually get a lot out of this game. Like, for example, if not really that familiar with games, this Spider-Man game takes around 8 hours to complete, right? Just eight to actually beat the base game, which isn't a lot of time. That's probably like you can finish that in a day. Things like Metal Gear Rising takes like 8 hours in one day to finish. Like, especially if you're speeding through it, that's an easy game to go through. Now, mind you, the first Spider-Man game will take you around That game will take you like, I'll say 20 or something hours to actually complete the game. 18, 20 or something hours like that to actually complete the game. Obviously, there are speedrunners out there that do this shit way faster than me, but those are speedrunners, and we're not accounting for them. We're accounting for the normal people that aren't cracked out of their minds at the games. We're just looking at it as like base timing. It'll usually take you 18 to 20 hours. Mind you, Miles Morales is a shorter game, but it still does give you a whole lot of content, giving you side quests that are actually fun to do as you get to meet the wide cast of characters that are like real people and don't just constantly act or respond like generated AIs. That's one thing that always gets to me in video games. Final Fantasy does this a lot, except if you play it in sub, which I've been playing Final Fantasy 7 in sub, and it's actually pretty good in sub. I'm enjoying it a lot, but other than that, it's like, bro, a lot of video games that you'll play nowadays, this is including a lot of things. I saw this even in Forspoken, and you see this in a lot of new games. I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but one day I'll probably come out with a video explaining this stuff. But it's just a fact of like, video games nowadays, everybody sounds robotic, and every response seems like a generated AI response. Like, yes, we will do this. It's not like how real people respond, such as The Last of Us and something like God of War kind of do this perfectly, especially Last of Us. Last of Us is one game that I noticed to where it does do it perfectly, that they actually talk like real people. They will cut each other off while they're talking. Obviously, that's rude, but still the fact of like when you're talking in a casual setting, there's not always going to be a perfect one-to-one conversation. You understand where I'm coming from, but yeah, the game really makes you feel as if you are Spider-Man, since it lets you enjoy scenes dealing with his relationships with the whole cast, through side quests, and also even watching Miles get friend zoned by the main love interest and best friend, Finn. Like, Finn is, and let me say this to you, because I'm trying to keep this as spoiler free as possible, but can't get past this because the first like probably hour or two that you learn this. But Finn is also the main antagonist. Yeah, his life sucks. This man can't catch no breaks. On top of all of this, Miles can't even speak to his mentor Peter, because to move the plot forward and to make this game even happen, Peter leaves within the first 20 minutes of the game, leaving Miles at the whole New York City to stop somebody like Rhino, who's built like the Rock on meth and steroids, a whole evil company lurking around in the shadows, and even conflicted relationships with his peers and neighbors. Like, look at everyone else around him. He has to constantly keep them out of knowing that he is Spider-Man, that he's constantly, keeping his mom out of the loop, the situations with, like, his uncle and everything, being the Prowler, going on top of this, just him, like, trying to keep his, like, separate his personal life from his Spider-Man life. That's mainly, like, what it is. But, besides all this, you get, besides all the hard times and everything, at least you get some cool, like, combat and stealth options they give you. Should they even let you choose between, like, 10 plus suits? Bro, you can even choose the Spider-Verse suit. The Spider-Verse suit, now, it does give you a choppy-ish feeling. But the thing about the choppy-ish feeling is it's kind of replicating what the movie had literally gave you. You know what I mean? What the movie had gave you was the fact of it made it feel like it wasn't very smooth. The FPS on it, the frames felt kind of a little choppier. I don't know how to fully explain or if choppy is even the right word for it, but you guys know what I mean. Just watch the movie and you'll understand what I mean, because they also put into the gameplay. But other than that, Miles as a main protagonist isn't bad either. I actually really enjoyed his whole journey through the game and him trying to figure out what it really means to be Spider-Man and a hero. Plus, seeing an actual good written black character in a fictional verse is good to see whenever they pop up. We really don't get a lot of those, especially considering, like, movies I can't really speak of as much because I am starting to get more into movies and shows and stuff. But when it comes down to other fictional verses, such as like animes or things along cartoons, things along that line, we really don't see much black characters that are that well written. And obviously I'm talking about writing. I'm not talking about how cool you think a character is, this and that. I could go more in depth on this topic eventually because there probably is a contentious topic to talk about, but just a personal opinion on how I feel about it, that we don't see much fictional characters that are black that are actually good. But other than that, it's a solid game. I enjoyed my time. Really love that ending. I really love that ending. It really gets you hyped up for Spider-Man 2. They even throw it in an MCU ending cutscene at you, bro. Like, it really gets you hyped up. I loved it. But yeah, I'll probably give it a 8.5 out of 10. I thought the story was good. I thought the gameplay was good. I really liked when they let you just sneak around and then do stealth missions, take out bad guys by swinging down, webbing them onto walls, even jumping onto them and latching onto them and just taking them out. I really thought all that was fun. Thought the cast was like a good cast, felt like real people. Felt like you were really enjoying Miles. Felt like you were really Miles Morales. You know what I mean? Didn't feel like you were just playing as Spider-Man. Felt like you were Spider-Man. That's why I think kind of set it apart and made it even more enjoyable for me. But yeah, I don't think it's a perfect game. That's why I give it an 8.5. But obviously, Spider-Man 2 is coming out. This was a shorter game installment of the Spider-Man series. So I think it can get better from here on out. Just looking forward to Spider-Man 2 that's going to come out in 2023. That game's going to be so lit. And even the new Spider-Verse movie is going to be lit as fuck. I might actually, I'm going to start dropping reviews on movies. Fuck it. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subs before the end of January. My bad, it took me so long to drop this video. Also, I've been sick for the past couple of days, but I probably still am sick, so if you hear it and it sounds like it, sorry about that, but trying to get that out of the way. But yeah, I'm trying to get into the algorithm, hit 100 plus subs by the end of January at least. That's my goal, and I'm hoping I can get there. So yeah, peace out.
Go time? Go time.